strong-willed, and very capable of being the boss, and will be the boss. So that's all I'm saying. When you are ready to get married to a woman as a man, your ass better be ready to understand the true ruler of this earth being the woman. Because what's above, so below. So that means up here, she has reproduction organs in her head, and down there too. The pineal gland, the pituitary gland, and the hypostyle gland, all these glands up here is her spiritual reproductive organs connected with the sky. And down here, she has her uterus, her vagina, and her ovaries. And those are the three representations of her spiritual connection here on earth. Meaning that all the thought vibrations that go on in here is what regulate whether or not a baby come out of here. You got some women that are so lost of their self-knowledge that they popping babies out of here so much and never planned any of them. They just was so busy getting some dick up in them that they got pregnant, and now they pregnant. It's like, how stupid can you be? When we was back in ancient Kemet, these women did not get pregnant unless they wanted to.
Fourth, as part of the initiation, we use the lotus. It actually goes back to...
I like this lady. I met her in LA at the Crest Center. I met so many people at the Crest Center, you guys would not believe it, you know, but I went there a lot. And I actually met her and her husband, Ashwa Kwesi. I started getting involved with Ashwa Kwesi over my friend's house. He put an Ashwa Kwesi DVD on one day, and I watched that DVD. I was mad as hell. I said, I can't believe they did all this. But man, I got angry. I was furious when I found out about melanin and the sunlight and the people that we were and everything that had been stolen from us, and what a divine people we were, and how we had been victimized by the Romans and the Assyrians and the freaking Babylonians and the Greeks, and how they all came and just ripped our asses all apart after we was nice to them and tried to educate them and wanted to give them food, and we were so godlike. And it was just barbarian, treacherous ass people that came along and raped our daughters and sodomized our sons and destroyed our temples and put us in exile and still line us to the day and got us worshiping them as God. And this lady is so nice. I mean, she is a very beautiful souled person, and it's just out of this world that we got women that's capable as being as knowledgeable and as godlike as this woman. And then we go from her to these knuckleheads running around here thinking they ain't got time to talk to a brother because they too busy pushing the white man baby around in the stroller. You ought to let that bastard and his wife push that baby around and go get you a baby and push your own baby around.
The tomb of ra3, you can see it over 3,000 years ago to the 18th dynastic period.
Look at all our women hanging out with each other, taking and sustaining themselves. Now you can't even see that. Now you go and you see them in the damn hair places owned by other people, buying their hair from other people, every damn thing. Sending money out of our neighborhood. That's a lotus flower right there. Sending monies out of our neighborhoods, giving it back to our competitors because they lost in their head. But you can see they all had their unique, defined hairstyles that they wore. And it was, if it wasn't their real hair, it was always braids. And it wasn't nothing about the European shit that they all run and stand in line to get attached to today. Lost the knowledge of self.
Period. And we see our sisters offering the weskette or collar as well as the lotus. And our sisters are down here, those who are going to be initiated, they're kneeling, one knee down, one knee up, just like our sister Sashat is doing.
That's right.
So we reenacted an ancient African ceremony
when the man proposed to the woman for marriage. That's just what she get ready to say. Watch what I tell you. They steal all our stuff and change it and tarnish it and make it become a part of their rituals and then make us not be aware of the fact of where it came from.
We were there at the temple of Waset. And once our sisters sniffed the seishin, then they receive the regenerative qualities. Just like our sisters in ancient times are sniffing the seishin. They're then awarded with the weskette or collar, like our sister Anuket is right here. So brothers and sisters, for those of you who get spooky about things, all we were...
And look at his hat. The same hat I wear. Okay? Now you can see the Europeans took this hat right here and put a bib on it and call it a baseball cap. You see? That's all they did. They stole this hat from us and put a stupid bib on it. And now everybody running around wearing these hats thinking that they're European hats. No, they're alterated ancient Kemetic hats. And they even think that they're hats for Muslims and everything. These hats originated in ancient Kemet. The Muslims really launched their whole religion from ancient Kemet. And those white Arabs changed it and altered it to fit their criminality because they too are guilty of... Now listen, whenever you got white men as Christians that enslaved us, and then you got white men as Arabs that enslaved us, that should let you know that we were some divine-ass people who always extended our hospitality to outsiders, and it cost us dearly. From being nice to those white men, we ended up being all fucked up drug addicts, homosexuals, prisoners, inmates, fugitives, everything that's ungodly, everything that's out of the realm of being a god is who they made us become. When in true reality, that ungodliness is their asses. And then they want to sit up and have people like the Pope masquerading around in imposter stolen attire from us and never tell the world that they are trying their best to usurp us. And still at it. Just nothing in store for us around them except decadence, murder, denial, deprivation, prison, abortions, bad food, bad health, no insurance. That's the only thing we can ever look forward to having been encapsulated in the world with them, because they have no clue about building a society that provides for all. And all this stuff about that might change, I don't want to wait around on that possibility. I think the best thing for us to do is all of us people recognize that our ability to repair itself lies in our responsibility to bring all of our women to a consciousness that we could find in this lady right here. If we could get all the women on earth to have the mindset that Merri ra3 has, we could fix our nationalism overnight. With Merri ra3, Marimba Ani, Jewel Pukram, okay, Ann Brown, and so many more, Sousa. There's so many of our women out there that has the intelligence necessary to bring our young men together. But you know what? They're all so one person in the city, one person in the city, another person in the city, and we don't have anybody with money that could come together and say, you know what we should do? We should get all these women together and let them lay out a format for us about how we're going to pick our planet back up. We have old men running centers that doesn't want the woman to be heard. They want her to, so doctrinated like Christians and Muslims, you know. They want the woman to be all beneath the man and all that old garbage. And that is not the way the universe made things to be. The universe made it where the sunlight will give the knowledge to the woman and the woman teaches it to her son. Now we got these men running around here wanting to parade their ass around as Mr. Go Get It Done, and then they never ever want to bring the true ability of regeneration, which is the female. The only reason why Sar regenerates is because he have those two women around him. Ain't no man by himself ever seen as no ruler around Egypt like we got in the Western world. All the rulers around Egypt always demonstrated that their true power lied in their queens and their goddesses. It's only America that'll make a woman not shit.
Doing was reenacting a sacred African ceremony.
I wanted to discuss the reasons why black women are least likely to get married and be in relationships. Everybody kind of it's kind of common knowledge that
one of the reasons that, for me off the top, I'll tell you that black women don't get married is because they worship Jesus. Okay, and you know what? I'm just going to tell you the truth. It's something wrong with a black man who will marry a woman that makes it perfectly clear to him, I've already got a God. It's the white man on the wall. And it's like, wait a minute. This motherfucker makes it hard for me to survive. I can't find jobs. I can't do shit. He's a criminal. He's stolen everything. He's enslaved us. What do you mean that's your God? I can't have anything to do with you. You are a traitor. I don't want to have nothing to do with no woman who's going to worship that white man as her God after all the shit he has put us through. Now listen to what she says. She's going to say that she is a minority. She get victimized by being a minority, plus having female gender. She says she's double victimized. You know what? She doesn't know herself as a goddess. If she knew herself as a goddess, she would never claim title as a minority, because she knows she's too great to be a minority, especially considering the fact that we are not minorities. The white people are the minorities. He just fucked her head up by telling her he was a minority. The problem black women don't have relationships with black men is because they are so limited to the white man education, because they don't have no reason to see outside of the box. He will give them a job because he's going to play with them titties and rub that ass and get you to give him some head. So don't sit up and try to come out here talking about you are victimized because you're a woman in a minority. Because first of all, you're not a minority. And second of all, if you knew how to handle your game, your being a woman would not make you be victimized. Your being a woman making you be victimized on the sexual strength is because you fall into the advances of white men. Because if it was black men that was getting at you for your sexism, you wouldn't call that being victimized. You would call that having your man. But the reason you call it being victimized is because you're obviously seeing something outside of the box in your sexual encounters, as where it's something you're doing that you really don't want to be doing. So we know what brings that on. Prostitution.
Out of every gender and race combination, black women are the least likely to get married and find love. So I wanted to kind of discuss the reasons why. So I talked to a few different guys to get their perspectives on what they think about black women and misconceptions that they have about black women. And I compiled a list of 8 reasons why men don't date black women, or misconceptions that they have about black women.
Okay, let me tell you this right off the top, because I happen to be a black man. Okay, one of the reasons that I don't date black women is because most of the time black women don't find me as being worthy of dating. Okay, they don't even get a chance to talk to me because I don't walk up to them with my pants sagging off my ass with a big ass pocket full of crack or heroin and all of those shit that they all seem to be involved with. I swear to you, it never fails. You can see a black woman that has her shit so tight, a female melanated woman, her game could be so tight. I'm saying you be looking at her and you could tell she's smart and everything. And you looking at her and saying, wow, look at this real classy looking lady. And then some fool pull up with some police attention drawing car with a loud ass radio and a hat to the side with no belt on, ass all out with boxers on, and then that's the guy she run and hop in the car with and give a kiss, and then they drive home. The problem that they don't get dates is because the people that they like to be involved with have very short span of availability. They're always busy doing shit with other men, or either going to jail or hiding or dodging somebody bullets that's shooting at their ass. Responsible, educated men that could try to talk to her about consciousness and tell her, you're not a minority. Don't call yourself that. They ain't got time for that. That's the reason why I have no one told her up to this point that she's not a minority, because the people that could tell her that, she's not interested in listening to.
First on the list was that they are inconsiderate. We are inconsiderate, I should say. A lot of guys that I have spoke with have said that they feel like black women are not considerate. They don't do sweet things for them. They don't text them good morning, just things like that. And I mean, I don't think this is accurate. I think there are a lot of black women, myself included, that are very sweet and considerate. But I feel like, yes, black women, a lot of us are very hard. And the reason that we are this way is because, I don't want to say society has made us this way, but